It's Friday Night Pints. Today is brought to you by Curve. It's a known fact that everything that's cool starts over in Europe and then makes its way here, pretty much, right?
Yeah.
Fashion, people,
Rock
music,
and roll.
cool things, right? Rock and roll. So, right now in Europe, the Curve card.
Democracy, but whatever.
What? We started democracy. But I'll be honest, monarchies are kind of cooler.
Yeah.
Kings and queens and shit is pretty cool. There's a reason why we're obsessed with all that shit.
You're right.
Right?
You're right.
So, right now in Europe and the UK and whatnot, the Curve card has taken over. It's basically a card that consolidates your whole wallet into one card. So you can put your debit cards, all your credit cards, multiple cards on there. Then you can swipe and pay with that as normal. And then you can decide, like, I'm going to put $100 of this on my credit card, 500 of it on my debit card. I can send money here and there. You also earn Curve points on top of all the points for the other cards that you already earn. So you basically don't have to have a wallet. And you can get extra points and rewards and all of that. And it's this cool, like metal black card. It's very cool.
That does sound very
Yeah,
cool.
it is. It's cool.
Yeah.
Can we get you to Friar Fest?
It's a magnesis.
I think I have a picture of it. Where were we? In Nashville at our meet and greet. A dude had the Barstool Gold black card.
Oh, yeah.
And let me tell you something.
Really?
Buddha,
Rich has a Barstool Gold.
let me tell you something. It is this thick. It is huge. You could like knock somebody out with the Barstool card.
That's kinda
The Curve card. Yeah. He goes. I was said like, so what did we end up doing with this? Oh, nothing. Nothing. It's like nothing. I just paid like $100 for
We
it.
got it in the mail, and it
Yeah.
said, this is not going to do anything. Enjoy.
We're just sending out
It
little
is one
black
of the
pieces
cooler
metal.
things. Yeah, it was like we owned up to it. Like this is nothing, but pretty cool, right? Everyone's like,
Go to like
yeah.
the closet and be like, oh, I'm not waiting on this line.
And just flash it out there. That's the Curve card. It's got that cool effect. So right now you can go to curve.com/barstool, get on the wait list today, and as soon as it gets over here to good old America, you can start using that and making those points. So curve.com/barstool. Today's a bittersweet episode. Today is the last episode ever of Friday Night Pints. So we're gonna pop a bottle in honor of the last. How many episodes did we do, Nick? Last 103.
Oh!
Hey!
Yeah. I think we have any
my
cups.
Lord.
Why is it spilling
There's some
everywhere?
stuff in here.
Why is it not spilling? I didn't shake it up.
Well, I thought when it
thought
goes
it
that
always
loud,
spilled.
there's a lot of carbonation in there. I
Just
figured-
nice like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Are these clean?
That was such an aggressive
clean it
pop.
Yeah, fuck it.
There's no way those are clean.
No way. No.
You put a dent in
Test it out for us, Tommy. No, they do look really
These
clean, to be
Shiner
honest.
Light, fuck,
Take
that
a
would've
sip.
been-
It's like lowering the bar.
Are we,
You take out
I swear to
Katie's
God, these
eye.
Are we all sipping?
Kill Katie.
Are we sipping together?
Yes, you idiot. What are you fucking gonna drink champagne? You're right. I was
Gonna sip alone.
So yeah, I know we did 100 episodes of Friday Night Pints. Honestly, it was a very
Favorite alcohol, Abalone.
It was a very, very fun show during the pandemic, and it got us through a time where we needed content. And then when we brought it to the bar here, I think it was very fun. I'll be honest, I still think it's great. It's a concept we came up with, so I think it's a good show. Whenever you have Barstool personalities on the podcast, the downloads and the views are through the roof. And then when we decide to give you 5 or 6 at a time, people don't care. I don't know why. So the numbers just didn't really justify it. We do have some things in the works that we're changing at KFC Radio, and part of that is that the juice is not worth the squeeze here. I know there's some diehard fans who really do love it. There's always gonna be a few of you guys who get disappointed when we make changes, but for the most part, it was a good run. It served its purpose for what and when we needed to do it. And then we had some fun here, and with all the people moving out of the office and all of that, I'd rather end it before it just kind of like limps to the finish line. So one last good
I
episode.
mean, we should our
Cheers.
pants on the way to the finish line. Might not limp.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And to Robbie Fox, who was on the original episode,
yeah.
the first
Wow.
episode,
Yeah.
the whole Milk Gang, and now the last episode. So cheers. So enjoy your Friday night cocktails with us.
Oh, yeah.
I have a question. Were the cameras running before that show? Because I think I just put down.
I was about to bring it up. You shoved
I might not be able to do
5 fucking airheads
Nope.
down your gullet.
Not 5 airheads, 3 airheads, 2 blacks and gushers.
Ah,
I might not be able to
the
do that.
gushers
My
is
jaw
fun.
is
It must be killing
significant
you.
pain. Yeah.
Like,
Let's find out how many grams.
chewing
you got.
airheads that quickly
I was
is.
sitting here watching it happen. And I was
Is he puking?
Pile of trash in front of
You
him.
could have. First of all, you could have just eaten them afterwards.
Oh my God.
Second of all, you could have been like, "Yo, can we take like an extra like 2 minutes so I don't have to?"
What's up with the flavor selection too? You went orange and
I just,
purple.
dude, I just need some sugar. I was going handfuls. I wasn't even looking. I was so.
You not having diabetes is crazy count.
Savage.
Dude, he is.
All right, so it's
he
11
is.
per here. That's
They don't even
30
tell you how many
33 grams of sugar.
This episode.
He will die young.
Dude, we talk about
No, but here's the
radio.
thing.
Someone tweeted me, just says, "You're dead by 40, book it." It was a response to a tweet. It was like,
Just off the top.
He just woke up.
Off the top of the brain. Bro, he is a paradox. Because, like, he does exercise. He really does. Like, more consistently than anyone I know, he always gets up in the morning and exercises. He does, when he eats food, it's like rice and chicken and, like, grilled chicken, you know, like, really healthy.
However,
It's the snacking that it goes way off the rails, and the drugs and alcohol. When we were at Whistle Pig, I said this on the podcast. We had an anti-intervention
Yeah.
motivation. I don't know what you call it. I was like, the drinking display that you put on at Whistle Pig, son. I was like, never stop, never stop doing it.
you know what else?
It
He
was-
went to the Goonfest after party straight from there.
Oh my
No.
God.
And was out until I left at 2 a.m. and he was standing
Oh,
at the
wait.
bar still.
I've never seen if somebody is out of it. Do you even remember seeing the effect? You were.
Wait,
never
so
seen
you
somebody so
got
out.
home from Whistle Pig that morning?
Yeah,
And that
then
night,
I took a nap, hung out.
and then you just got fucking wasted again.
I
Yeah,
actually,
you're an
I
animal.
wasn't gonna
Animal.
leave the boys alone at Goonfest.
I showed that video.
man.
I was with my son, and he saw it, and he immediately picked up his little kid xylophone and started playing the intervention. Ding, 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 ding.
Bro, the Whistle
Very-
Pig display was insane.
Yeah.
For some reason, we did all of our tastings at 9 a.m.
No, at 8 a.m.
8 a.m.
I set my alarm for 7
Right.
to work out. So I was,
Before you do it?
dude,
I crushed breakfast because I was like, I gotta have something in my stomach.
Yeah.
So I'm drinking while I'm eating. I had quiche and all sorts of shit in my belly,
didn't
and then
have
we
it.
had like 6 glasses of whiskey.
Yep.
And so Fights was absolutely, yeah, he had nothing. He was hammered. He was drunk by like 10 or 11 a.m.
that was great. I still don't get why we did the tasting in the morning.
Yeah, we did.
It
We had
made
games
no
that we
sense.
played in the afternoon, and then the alcohol was in the morning. I was like,
Why?
hey guys, let's switch that.
Yeah, that was
But
great.
Fights has the uncanny ability. He gets so hammered, and he's like, "Woo boy," and you're like, "Oh, this dude's down for the count."
That's
He'll
the thing with the
he won't-
hands.
he
It's
won't-
always this. That's always this.
And
it'll be like this.
One of his,
I
one of
guess
his
He's
T-Rex.
tells-
non-verbal.
I
He
guess
doesn't talk.
T-Rex.
one of his tells is that he usually is so polite about his phone, like he always
Yeah.
puts it away. So when he's on his phone, he'll be like, you're talking to him, and he'll be like, And I'm like, I know you're not listening, but then
Because it's like I don't want to have a conversation with a human being right now. So
But so you'll say like, all right, this dude is done. He's not going to make it to lunch, and then he outlasts everybody, and then he drinks till like 4 a.m. But so he gets like super drunk and plateaus, and then while everyone else gets drunk, you end up meeting him, and like, you know what I mean?
he just
So everyone,
maintains.
and then you're like, how am I drunker than Fights right now? Because his body just maxes out. I think at like your blood alcohol level is like 0.45, and you just stop, and you can't get any drunker.
I think
I mean, that video of you laying down flat on the ground at Whistle Pig. He was in the chair. He was doing the Bernie. He was like, "Ah." And then he just puts his face down on the ground. He does. It's
Saturday,
unbelievable.
he went up to the bar, ordered 2 beers. 30 seconds later, I think forgot he ordered them. Ordered 2 more. And you came back with 4 beers in your hand.
I said, never
hammered them
change,
out.
man. Don't ever change. I've watched so many of the all-time greats. The people that I used to run with, or still run with, but we just don't run anymore. The people I hang out with now. Great partiers, great drinkers, fun people, dangerous people, liabilities, all that. And everybody got married, and everybody had kids, and everybody moved to the burbs, and everybody got sober, and everybody has problems. And I'm like, just don't change, babe. I'm Billy Madison. I'm gonna stay here and poison yourself as long as you can. It's amazing.
Dead by 40, book it.
Dead by 40 book it should be the name of your book.
He goes,
I'm like, I don't have time to write it, dude. I'm 33.
he goes nonverbal when he drinks.
Yeah.
I never text him the next morning, but I text him, I go, you alive? He goes,
barely.
Yep.
I go non-verbal. He goes, that's my move.
That's the best case scenario, though. Like,
Yeah.
To go nonverbal.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'd rather that.
All
Oh,
the
absolutely.
problems that were in my life before when I was a degenerate, no offense, was because I couldn't shut the fuck up when I was
Yeah.
when I was hammered.
Isn't that so? I luckily, when I was very young, when I first started drinking, I learned that I'm a loud drunk. I'm like, hello, how are you doing?
Yeah.
And everyone was
the
like,
worst.
yo, dude. So I very quickly switched the other way. When I'm drunk, I'm like, hey. So I just kind of chill
Yeah.
and watch, and I'm just like, okay, not gonna say anything, not gonna do anything, and that's I'd rather be that way than. But the people who are, I find it crazy when someone is like one way, really buttoned up or really calm and cool, and then they're like crazy, great, you know. It's just
Yeah.
like, wow, you really want to let that out, I guess, and you only
Sean
can do
demons
it.
inside.
Loud Sean, Loud Sean
Oh my
is
God.
you know like just he's sitting here
But
all day
he's Loud
talking
Sean
about
sober.
Barstool cameras like this the whole time at work.
He
Like,
gets
well,
he
you know.
gets louder.
That's it.
And then he's smashing glasses and knocking
hands.
skulls.
We're going to a quick Loud Sean story. I know a lot of them were told, and I held this one back when he ended up leaving. Were you at the bar last year on the shore? Drea, some bar with a D.
DJs?
That are-
Not DJs.
No, not DJs. That our thing is out on Thursday. I walked into the bathroom there, and Loud Sean was there washing his hands. I'm like, man, this guy is drunk. He's like doing this.
Washing his hands,
Security.
okay.
Someone must have said something because security comes in
That's why washing blood off.
and tries to wrap him up. No. Loud Sean spins out of it, swim moves the guy, and runs through the bar. And that was the last we see of Loud Sean. And that was like 2 years ago. And he's always like, never mention that, never mention that. He swim moved. There were tears in my eyes. I was laughing. This big motherfucker.
Wait, it was one or two guys?
One guy.
So he span and then
so the guy
swam
tried to
him?
wrap him. He like spun out of it, and then he went out and he
Sanders
swim
are
moved another guy. Spider's there.
That is he's the perfect example. Like
He's a legend.
I would have never, if you said like, all right, here's a Barstool happy hour, place your bets. Who's gonna be the one fighting, smashing glasses, like crying, screaming, and then like does it again? You know, like if most people I know, if they have a bad, drunk, embarrassing night at work.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a one and done. You know what I mean? Like you
Here-
make sure you
oh,
keep
I've
yourself
had,
in
like,
check.
15
I
of
don't know, maybe
Yeah.
you've never been the
Not like Sean.
you've never been the main character as they call it. You know?
Okay.
It's the final Friday Night Pints. Share the story.
The
Tell us.
worst was when we went to Texas. And
Oh my
we had
God.
an event the next morning that we had to be
Well,
up
on the
very
road,
early.
It was the Red River rivalry we were at.
Red River
Most
rivalry.
hungover
So
I've
all
ever
these
seen a
girls are
human.
wearing pearls and all the Southern football outfits. And I am in the back of the Barstool. Well, before that,
Jeep Grand
they had
Cherokee.
a box of like 500 T-shirts to give out to people. I vomited in the T-shirt box.
In the on the t-shirts.
I didn't know what to do, and so I just picked up all the shirts, made a bowl out of the shirts.
No!
I vomited all over.
Oh.
And then, I know. Whoever got those shirts, sorry. No. And then I fell asleep in the back of the Barstool bus that they were giving tours to. Like people wanted to go on the Barstool bus, so I became part of the tour. The bus driver would be like, and there's Kate, I guess she's a blogger there. And it'd be like he kept like tucking me in, and I was like, oh. Yeah, it was like the most embarrassing.
Okay,
Yeah.
but so that's just like you got fucked up.
Yeah.
That's not
And you were hungover.
crazy.
And then
I
stuff.
didn't
yeah,
do
you were
my
fucked up and
job.
drank too much. That's not like
But-
you smashed a glass and you got put on drinking probation for 18 months and you challenged somebody's manhood.
True,
and
true.
Yeah.
all that shit.
He was like a dog that chewed the couch and never learned his lesson.
Never.
No matter how many times
Yeah.
he
Here she is.
kept
Every time he-
chewing that
That's
couch.
Kate at the thing, the most hungover person I've ever seen.
look
fine.
You looked fine.
I was fine. Yeah, it was, but that was a night.
Chaps was so mad. Chaps was like, this is embarrassment. I was like, please.
Not good. Oh, you want to talk about embarrassing yourself during work events? Drinking too much, Chapsy. Give me a fucking break. Yeah, I mean,
We kind of had one like that when we were in Florida. I forget what football game we were at.
Yeah.
But it was.
we
were
went,
in
to
Jacksonville.
Florida.
World's
No, we were in
most
Orlando. We were in Orlando. No. It was week 0.
Yeah.
And it was like we didn't even go to the game.
It was like
a Bud Light
August.
thing. It was the
It was
day
like right now. It was
whatever game was the
150
day Andrew Luck
degrees.
retired. Yeah, it was the worst day of all time.
Brutal.
And they were like, you have to go out and meet people, and we're like, no one out there wants to meet us.
Oh, also, they
then-
didn't serve alcohol at the game. Remember that? We didn't go to the game.
Yeah, that's why we didn't go out.
We never
But
went
we
there.
were
It's
like,
I can't do this over.
They had one little like cabin that was air conditioned. We're like, we're staying in here.
Right,
That's
right.
This
That's
is the only
it.
place we're going.
Yeah. That one bar we went to, that wasn't air conditioned. That was hot as shit too. Remember that? It was like me, you, Large, a couple other people.
Oh
Wet in
yeah.
buckets. It was
Where they had
nobody wearing
the fucking throne bill. They had like a Bud Light throne. Remember
Yes,
we
yes,
had like
yes.
we were like
Oh,
marching with
yes,
like
we had to
stuff.
sit on a throne
Yeah.
of Bud Lights and take pictures. I was like, this is not very cool.
Like you're Santa, like
yes.
That was a wild era of like like I remember one time we sent Glennie, YP, and Riggs to an Alabama football game.
The oddest couples. And,
Yeah.
and I think that the companies are learning their lesson. We still haven't fully gotten there. But now if you're a smart company, like Whistle Pig is like, do your thing. Like
Yeah.
here's the semi rules and just do your thing. When Bud Light's like, all right, we're gonna create a throne for you and you're gonna have a fucking hat that you put on and take pictures with these goggles.
Dressed like jesters. Like,
Like, how about
Dance
no,
for us,
dude?
clowns.
Yeah.
Okay.
How about I just tell people that I've been drinking this since I was 15 and it's awesome?
Yeah.
You know
That's
what
what I've been
noticed
doing.
recently? I've talked to you about it Always Sunny probably every day this week.
Yeah.
When they are doing episodes where they binge drink, you know, like it's always Coors Light on the bars, on the bar.
I actually didn't notice that, but
Yeah, it's always like Coors Light, but they'll have like a couple other random bottles mixed in, but like there's definitely some kind of Coors Light sponsorship.
Yeah.
But when they're doing episodes where they're binge drinking, it's a fake beer.
Ah.
Or when they're drinking,
Oh, good,
or when
Billy,
they're
just-
drinking in public. Hey, Bill.
no big deal.
It's the series finale.
Whenever, because Coors Light doesn't want binge
Binge
drinking.
drinking, or when they're like drinking in
Yeah,
the street,
yeah.
See,
it's a
that's
fake
what
can.
I mean.
Yeah.
You know, we all binge drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Who
the
are we
point of
kidding?
drinking.
I
drink a lot of them in a short amount of time.
If people did not.
I know. It's you know, I know they can't obviously be real about it, but it would be funny if there was some rules or regulations that got lifted and all of a sudden it was like, Bud Light, you can drink 13 in 10 hours, you know?
Well, I was shocked. I don't know. The Yak did the case race, and it like the wheels fell off, and it
Oh, yeah.
got like real dark and negative, and everyone was like, "Oh," but like all the followers were like, "Oh, so upset," and I was like, doesn't this make you all feel better? Because I know every single one of you has had at least 10 nights like this
Yeah.
with
Like,
your own friend group. Like
you're
this.
telling me
Yeah,
a bunch
what?
of fellas all got absolutely blacked out on camera, who all like work with each other and kind
And
of
then we're
compete with each
dickhead, like-
other and make fun of each
smacking
other.
each other in the
and
face.
yeah, like that went off the
trailer
rails.
they got.
No
I
fucking
found
kidding.
it refreshing because it made me feel.
Trailer
I'm like,
they
oh,
posted.
good, we're normal. This happens to everyone. This is
right,
fine.
yeah. Shane Gillis.
It is funny though when we did like old KFC radios. We did one episode where we drank.
Yeah.
It was like a Christmas episode, and I think we were like, let's drink wine. Like it would be funny because at that point we were not wine people at all. I don't know if you even remember.
Was the one in my apartment?
No. Well, this was still when we were doing Skype. No, that was fine. This was like old episode.
Oh.
We put on like Christmas hats and fucking.
Oh yeah.
And we got like pretty drunk, and the episode sucked. Because
Yeah,
turns out when you go to a bar and you're sober and everyone else is drunk, that shit sucks, right?
it's the
When you're
worst.
listening to a podcast, you're sober and they are drunk. You know, everyone says podcast is just hanging out with your friends. Well, when the dynamic is sober and drunk, it sucks.
Yeah.
So like a lot of times, I remember when we first started podcasting, I was thinking like maybe that'll be my hook. Like we get fucked up, but it's not. It doesn't really work.
I think that's
I wonder though if
everyone's,
you
like,
got
thing-
fucked up with us, like maybe a power hour would work because you're as drunk as the hosts are. Then maybe everything evens out. Because
clicks.
even like when we're out at the bar now doing after shows and stuff like that. I mean, we used to go to the bar after the shows just because we wanted to go to the bar and hang out, and I had fun taking pictures and everything because I realized I was 25 and they were 25 and we were all hammered. Now, like they're still 25, I'm 37, and I'm like, this is not, this is not what it used to be. So when the drunk levels don't match up, I don't think it makes for.
I think
great
everyone goes
content.
through that phase in podcasting where
Yeah.
you're like
This will be cool.
it'd be pretty funny if we were all fucked up, right?
Yeah, and it is. I actually enjoyed the 420 episode we did with Ricci, but I cut it off as soon. I was like, I can't talk anymore. Right as soon as I was super high, I was like, we're done.
I'd feel worse about doing it high than drunk. I feel like when I'm high, I don't know what an acceptable social interaction is. More so than
my
being-
memory.
I just kept I got. I don't really get high a
It's
lot,
8.
and that was
So we were, displaying all the 3G products.
that was the problem. It's
They
all
had
so
the
good. It
brownie
was all right
and
in
the
front of me.
cookie and the Rice Krispie treat and the gummies, and he ate like half to 3/4 of all of them. You know how 3G goes.
It was just like the problem was if there were other snacks, I would have
when you
eaten
just did.
those.
It was like if
Yeah, that's
all
what
that
I
was,
do when
if all that
sweets
was
are in front of
3G,
me.
he would. That's how high he would have been.
There should have been bags of M&Ms around. I would have just eaten those instead of the other treats.
That was so. It was 3 cheat days unofficially or officially in our world 421. So the day after the real ones know to get your 3 cheat on, he's gonna do it again.
Billy!
And I think it was genuine, wasn't it? Yeah.
What?
He's banned from Friday Night Pints.
That's it. You're never coming on another episode again. I was like a little bit high, but as soon as when I really get high, I am a goldfish. I will not remember what you literally just said to me. So I'll start my sentence to reply or answer a question, and I'm like, oh, I don't remember what this very sentence is. I don't.
That's a fun little puzzle though, because you're like, I don't want to admit it. So
Yeah,
I'm gonna,
So then I'm
try
like,
and pull it out of it.
Yeah, you start using all your like segues and non sequiturs and shit. Yeah, right. And then the funniest thing of that was we had Doug's on the end.
Oh, yeah.
It was me. It was us and the chicks in the office, and
Keegs.
and Keegs and Doug's. And Doug's had never got high. Period. So he had a 3-cheat cookie, and he was planning out his night. Like he ate it before we started. And then I think he was a little nervous in general to be on the show with everybody. He was very new at that point. He sat on the very end, and he didn't speak for like an hour and 20
Yeah, he
minutes.
didn't talk.
And then when he did, I was like, Dougsy, how you doing? He was just like, well, I'm super high. And then he slept right on the rundown couch, right on the rundown
I
seat.
remember seeing that video of him like just hanging off the couch.
It was
Yeah.
I didn't know. I was the last one to leave. I didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Like, I can't do anything. You can't.
You're not gonna lift
you
him
can't
up.
wake
You
a
can't
sleeping
pick him up.
bear. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
It's not that there's anyone here I would carry home, but like,
Yeah.
I was
Did you
like,
see him puke on the street the other day?
what?
He was working out for Rough and Rowdy.
You didn't see this?
Rowdy.
Oh my God.
Should I
Can we-
show
yeah,
him?
pull it up.
Oh.
because-
Kept going.
Oh, well, no, he'll
Kept
puke too.
No, but it's like water. It's not like
It-
gross.
It's all
like-
water.
I think I'll be okay.
It's just
a lot.
It's honestly like a fire hydrant.
Yeah.
It's not even puke. It's like imagine when you open up a fire hydrant, the force
Is
that
that
water
Viva?
comes out.
Probably.
It's and he's just walking the streets. He got like a towel over his shoulder. You can tell he just finished his workout. And he's like, I feel terrible. And
Yeah.
he keeps walking, and then he just casually just goes to the curb, and it's just.
Oh,
It looks-
the yell puke.
It looks like
Yeah.
when you know you have that fake thing up your sleeve, and they're like,
Yeah.
and it goes like a rainbow.
poisoned by my constituents. when Charlie's puking the blood. I'm like,
Bro, you're so dialed in with Sonny right now.
dialed right now.
I gotta go back and watch some episodes just so I can keep up with my friends' references over here.
I'm looking for him. Almost there.
He is. I mean, that's anybody you know it when you train for Rough and Rowdy. It's like the hardest training you'll do in the world.
Yeah, the guy Leo was great, but he's fucking intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like really.
Who's he fighting?
Doug's, I don't know. He says he's got a guy.
Canadian Butcher, I
Okay.
think his
Yeah.
name is. He was like a guy.
Any
who-
actual beef?
comparably
Or just
sized?
like a-
He called out.
I
Like,
imagine so.
he was like, I want the biggest, toughest American because it was
I
4th
can't
of July.
find the
Got it.
He
Got it.
called out all of America.
Doug's is
stepped
representing America.
That's right.
Cool.
Yeah, I have no
I
idea.
mean, he's King Hippo in Mike Tyson's Punch Out. That's what we're gonna see here. Just protect that belly.
While you're looking for a puke video,
Yeah.
I got a question that. Sorry, there are treats in front of me.
Literal dog.
I'm gonna
He's
move.
a child.
I'm gonna move.
I've always said I have 3 kids. Yesterday he pissed his pants.
No, I dribbled.
A
Here you
full,
go.
but like a full fucking.
I dribbled a lot. It was a dribble.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of
Yeah,
dribble.
I don't know.
I think I have a weak urethra. It happens.
it.
Now, you guys are insulting me for my medical condition.
You're mad.
Urethra.
You want to watch it?
Yeah.
Here.
He pees his pants regularly, or he doesn't shake off enough, and he puts it in, and it's just a nightmare.
That's a good
Wait,
puke.
no, wait.
Oh wait, it's all 33 seconds.
You can hear it.
There's more.
It just keeps going. The office music in the background.
This goes. Oh my god.
I've had those.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Those are the pukes when you've been working out and drinking water. So
Yeah.
I've had those. Like we would have like 8 a.m. basketball practices in high school. We'd all be hungover.
Yeah.
And I'm running
Scumbag.
suicides. And
Yeah, I was 15. I was running over.
I think I went to I think in high school I went to
morning.
practice
Yeah.
drunk like twice.
What?
I think in high school I went to practice with a buzz like twice. And then I think we maybe drank, we drink after
You ever
games.
puke on the ice?
Puke on the ice? No.
Yeah.
I never really got, I'm not like much of a puker. I've never really puked.
What?
I'm not like, I'm a drinking puker. I'm obviously quite a puker with
Yeah.
everything else.
Oh, what are you talking about? You puke more than anyone alive. That is funny that like you would think that means he has a quick gag reflex and stomach and all that, but not when he's drinking ever. It's because his body loves it. It's like give me more. It's my fuel. Keep it in here.
But the puke question I was asked, I someone tweeted this at me. I don't remember who it was, and I was like so repulsed by this. Is weeks, maybe months ago. I was so repulsed by it. I'm like, I'm never bringing this up, because the answer is gonna horrify you. I bet.
Wow.
If you knew it.
Oh no.
Crazy.
How many boogers do you think are in any given room you're in?
In a room?
How many boogers
Yeah.
are in any given?
Well, now what do we
Yeah.
like? It's got to be like a little, like a thing.
Like a flick, a fucking rub.
Because like right now,
Oh, not in your body?
No. Out in the room. Out in the room.
Oh, like discarded boogers?
Yeah.
I would say fingernails as well. People just bite
I think like boogers are like fucking. I would bet.
Do you know the answer?
No.
Oh, okay.
But I would
I
bet
bet it's
Oh, I
not
thought
that
there was
many.
an
No, I
bet
bet
it's
it's horrifying.
Well, wait,
I don't think
remember
it's-
somebody
ever
was
find
putting
a
them behind
booger?
the urinals.
But no, but
we have a booger bandit
you
on
ever
the
like
third
you ever
floor
hear like
here
the
with the
spider
blood
question
and the hair.
Like how many spiders are in the room? Like you have no idea. Boogers are like that. They're fucking
If you
everywhere.
ever find a booger, you find a spider every
They
day.
disappear once they're out.
I don't think this is as bad.
I don't
as
think
you
it's that many. But
No.
somebody was
Once
telling
you
me
have
there's a
kids.
new booger bandit on the third floor right now, wiping their boogers on the back.
What?
Oh,
I swear.
See, and you think they walk among us?
But like we see it, like
Yeah.
it's
But
noticeable.
that's because it's on a white wall 3 inches from our eyes. Some people just
I'm
flick 'em
not
like
kidding
it's
you.
around.
Yeah.
If we find out who the people are who do that, I think they should be fired.
Yeah, no.
I genuinely agree with that.
something
I
Like,
genuinely agree.
I think if we find out it's Portnoy, I think he should be gone. Like, I don't care who you are. If you,
Well, the urinal
it's not about
booger-
picking. I'm not a high horse about picking.
Yeah.
You got an itch in your nose. You got a weird
Well,
booger.
booger is
I'll get in there,
all
whatever.
in a
But if you,
public
yeah,
place.
and it's such a deliberate. Like I'm gonna do this
Yeah.
and then do that. Is fucking. If you like.
So
I guess if you were to
fucked up.
sneeze and it came out.
Do this?
There's other things that are gross, but it's like by accident. This is like I want to do this on purpose.
Well, that's why the
Put it
urinal
in the urine.
booger was so confounding to me because when
Or a
Barstool
tissue.
posted it, so many other people in the replies were like, "That someone does that
At
at
my
my office
office,
too,"
yeah.
and it's the urinal. It's
Yeah.
when
And
the
this
other
is
guy
ev-
goes
everyone
for it.
was
They do it
like
for
that
the
happens
thrill?
in my office.
Yeah.
So that means everyone does that shit with their boogers. So that means there's a lot of boogers in this fucking room.
Yeah.
You think that that's like a.
Bro, I bet you go check
like
under
a
some people's desks
fantasy
over
thing?
here.
I
There's
remember
fucking
as a little
full
kid,
on
I
lots of
remember
wipes.
hiding my boogers in our old woodchuck caravan minivan. I remember, like, oh,
You're a
this is good one.
child.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
remember hiding.
I knew a kid.
So I told you.
I saw your face.
I've kept this to myself for months.
There were two kids I went to elementary school with. I'll call him
Dox their ass.
James
Yeah.
Zimmer and Jim Nacho. Very
Okay.
similar, close to their names. They were wacko kids, but like in a fun way. They were like the nerdy kids. They would it was like Star Trek versus Star Wars and weird shit like that. But then all of a sudden, we found out they sat next to each other in school. One dude was like Billy football size at the age of like first grade, and the other kid was like down here. He was a little brown kid. It was just like the odd couple. And we found out they were both picking their nose and putting it under their desk and like building an army. And they were like, my army
Yeah.
of boogers is gonna fight his army of boogers one
That's
day.
like-
Yeah.
But again, like first grade, first fucking grade.
They're videos.
Just John,
I'm just not gonna say what I'm gonna say.
I remember
John, think
Say
about
it.
putting your hands under there and rubbing.
No,
all
that's
that
not what
boogers off.
I'm gonna say is what's grossing me out. I'm not gonna say it.
Say it.
Say it.
No, I can't.
Say it.
Write it down. Text it to me.
Say it.
I don't think I can. I don't think I can say it.
Text it to me.
Let me see if I can text it.
See if you can.
What a
You gotta get it out.
What a
See if you'll
pussy.
puke on the
Series
bar.
finale.
Come on, it's the series finale, dude.
Fans want to see.
Yeah, dude,
you
it's just
puke.
hearing
It's
it in my
fan
throat.
service.
It's just like I can text this just fine.
That is funny. Send it to me, and I will read it
I
out
think
loud.
phlegm is grosser than a booger.
Oh, phlegm so much. The worst thing,
Like a
one of
green
the worst
cough it
things
off.
that ever happened to me here in New York City. I'm walking and I stop at one of the stop, it's the don't walk sign, so I stop, and a bicyclist pulls up, doesn't see me, goes and
No!
locks a loogie.
Where did it hit you?
It went right across my shirt. Yeah, and
That like if you had a gun
Yeah.
on you and you pulled it out and shot him, I don't think a jury convicts.
No.
Did he say
I
anything?
literally, he was like, "Oh, sorry," and he biked off, and I was like, I had
Sorry.
tears in my eyes,
Yeah.
and I was like, I took my, I had like, I know I
Dumped
went
him
home.
out?
I went home. I was
just
like,
walked
here's our
out
tips,
topless.
everyone.
Jordan
I
Berry got
remember,
hit
yeah.
with a garbage can the other day. Like a can of garbage. She got the garbage in it. Sorry, yeah. The Duffy Boys. Bam! Hardcore
Trash man.
Somebody came and pinned her. 1, 2, 3. She thinks that she was on the platform in the subway and she was standing next to a couple cops, and she thinks that this like homeless person was trying to fuck with the cops, and I think he did like one of these things, like a whoosh, and she said it like hit her and it was like garbage juice, like the water at the bottom. And the cops, like one ran after him because it was like a hit and run, and the other cop stayed with her and was like, do you want to like press charges if we like catch him or whatever? And she was like, No, like, I don't know.
I'd want to watch that guy hanging.
So it wasn't a garbage man. It was a random guy who just threw trash on her.
Yes.
So she got assaulted by trash.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she really could absolutely press charges. But I think then she would have to stay there and yada yada.
Yeah,
So she said she just got onto the subway because she was on her way home. So she just sat on the subway like wet. Like people said they
Oh
could
my
tell
God. Oh
that
my
like it had
God.
happened and they were like filming her and shit. And she said she just yeah. So she said she just swept.
Garbage bitch on the subway.
Let me see if I.
Yo, look at this fucking swamp.
I don't know how far back my
Look up the hashtag
Send it to
NYC
Subway
trash
creatures.
girl.
trash girl.
Look at this asshole all dirty on the
This
subway.
curly.
I'll see if I can go far enough back, but because she just had like a moment where she was like, "So I've been crying about it, and now I'm okay, and we can laugh about the humor. We can see the humor in this in this
Sweetest
situation."
girl, too.
I know for like the last person. Not that anybody really deserves it.
Imagine Jordan just
Oh, yeah, here
pulls
we
out
go.
a
So-
pistol. That's how we found out she's packing.
Oh, yeah.
She said they asked if I wanted to press charges, but like question mark. I then cried. I then cried on the subway while someone took pictures at me, and now we can laugh about it. So yeah, this was like the picture of like that was the bag that like got emptied on her.
Oh, gross.
like a full-
Oh,
That's
poor
gross.
Jordan.
Full like bag. I don't even know if this was supposed to be public, but it is. Hopefully your family doesn't like hear
And
this.
to all people, Jordan Berry, who like donated a kidney to her dad.
Yeah.
Bro, the most like
sweetest,
selfless girl
kindest, yeah,
in
like,
the
lovely.
world.
Allegedly.
She said my
Yeah.
clothes are
Allegedly.
drenched in trash juice.
Yeah.
Drenched, like you're soaked.
New York trash juice, you know, is.
It hits
She said
a
I was
little bit.
gagging at my
NYTJ?
own scent, and none got on the cops. She goes, anyway, love NYC, but Jesus fucking Christ, this
Probably was
place.
a homeless guy who did it.
Yeah.
I avoided my first homeless embankment the other day. I was
what
walking
happened?
through Washington Square Park and it was late at night. And I was like, all right, I've never really like gone to the other side of the street or anything, but like I was walking from east to west and there was like 30 of these homeless dudes fucked up. And I'm walking there in my outfit, smoking a joint on the way home. And I'm like, you know what? I just stopped, I turned around
Now what
and
are they?
walked back. They're probably looking at me like Christmas morning. Let's get this motherfucker. I'm like on TikTok.
I did try to comfort Jordan because I had somebody send me videos from outside their apartment, which was like a literal crack whore who was sucking a guy's dick for drugs. It was a very bleak scene.
It's a comfort
And
video.
then- what?
That's the
Sure, that made it feel way better.
I was just like, it happened.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
This guy, as the story went, she was kind of like watching the whole thing unfold. This guy, you might want to earmuff. This
Oh, I've
guy-
seen this picture.
No, but the story, I don't know if
What
I
was
told the
the
whole
thing
thing.
he texted, dude? Did we get
Oh yeah, I'll tell you in a second. This guy though took a shit in like the corner. It's actually like right over here where all the buses pull in. He took a shit like where like the corner of these buildings meet. I don't know, a cleanup situation, and then walked like back over to his car and was like, okay, so like we're gonna do this, like you're gonna suck my dick now, and she goes, you just pooped. You hear them saying it. Even this woman has
Get on the street if you have a car. Like, that, like if you have a car, you have to have enough self-respect.
I actually have a selfie down by the 1 train when I used to smoke, and it's me smoking a cigarette, and right behind me is a lady just taking a shit. And I got the poop in midair. I didn't want to post it.
Oh my God, in midair?
Oh yeah, I got
Fuck.
it.
Wait, this is real or just a thought you had?
No, I've seen videos of it.
There are videos.
I think we posted one on like Barstool New
There are
York.
videos
15
of
years
people
ago, whatever.
dismantling office tables where they need to use like legitimate power drills to get through boogers.
and they're
What?
under the table and it's like raining on.
Oh, like just trying to get
I
through.
can't even picture
No
that.
way.
Like, I don't know
Yeah.
what that would
I
look
can't
like.
wrap my head around
I think
Boogers
we.
hardened
It's
so hard
not like
under
a
the table that they need
like
to
calcified.
power
There's
drive
that
through.
many of them,
Yes.
so it's like
I
concrete.
can see a McDonald's.
That has to be like
table.
years.
I can see like an old
McDonald's
McDonald's
tables are
table
gross.
being.
They
covered in
do
boogers.
harden. I feel.
Sounds like the stuff that they
But
That
put
to
the
me is like
mosquito
one,
in.
Yes.
two.
Yeah,
you
yeah,
have to, like,
yeah. The amber,
It
right?
needs
Yeah,
like
yeah.
500 fucking
Right,
boogers
all
in
next
one
to each
place, like crammed in.
It is. I think we posted it on Barstool New York probably like 2011. Good old.
It's
Or maybe I'm a nice guy and saw it and was like, no fucking chance, like I did with the video of the Russian getting stabbed to death with a screwdriver.
Right.
Here's to your initiation, right?
Yeah.
Want a little more? You want to keep drinking?
Not really.
John, yeah, that was how we made John. When it was me and Kay Marco running New York City, John was our intern, and we, like our version of either like hazing him or like getting him to do grunt work was like, you have to watch the absolutely fucking disturbing videos.
Live leak, dude. Live leak.
Live leak, old school shit.
I
And
remember
we
Live
sent a link to him. It was like, you have to watch this and like tell us like what it is, and so we can blog it or whatever. And it
Because I
said,
think that was the email. You guys got to the tips email. You got like being like, it's the most horrific, fucked up video I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
Like it's a blank.
the title said like, Russian man stabs his friend with a screwdriver, and we were like, send it, like watch it and write back, and he was like, it's a Russian guy stabbing someone.
It was a
what it
very
sounds like.
accurate description.
No keywords necessary. That's all of them.
Yeah, I mean that was how John, that was how he made his early, gave us some value early on. I found a blog today. I wrote in 2009 about wearing my least favorite pair of boxers.
I saw that. Yeah,
That
yeah.
shit is like
And
still
then-
exactly the same thoughts as me that I have now in
You-
2022.
You know what you did?
What?
You tweeted that the screenshot, the whatever video record, and then like 10 minutes later, we're like, "Well, never mind. I found a good pair of boxers."
Yes.
Which made me imagine and realize, quite truthfully, I think, that you had been walking around naked for 10 minutes.
True or false?
Now,
For the podcast.
I think there was a little bit of like just I hadn't sent the tweet. I did walk around naked for quite a bit, but it wasn't a full 10 minutes. But it was probably like 5 minutes, and because I'm moving right now, so like everything's in boxes or piles or whatever. So I'm just like naked, just like butthole out.
Oh, heavens to Betsy.
That. But what I did
Tommy's
do,
face didn't even change. I was
Oh,
like,
I was like, oh yeah.
no, like, it was like
I,
it was bad and stayed bad. I was staring into oblivion, like, goddamn.
I usually have like an endless supply of boxers because I don't ever want to deal with this. But because I'm moving and I did throw out some and shit doesn't fit me anymore, so now it's down to like just the ones I wear. So I was like, I'm fucked. This is gonna be because when you're wearing the pair of boxers that like your least favorite because they're either too small or they don't fit, like the band isn't tight or whatever, your day is ruined.
It ruins your
You
day.
spend the whole
Bad
day
jeans,
being like,
when you're down to a pair of jeans that
Yeah,
you
the
hate,
worst.
or the
They're
boxers
too
that you
small
hate,
or whatever, yeah.
Pat's boxers are like Swiss. There's like holes all like I don't.
Those are the
know
best ones.
Yeah.
How they
Those are
stay
the
on
good
his
ones,
body, I don't.
I told when I was a kid, like one of my chores was always like, you gotta go downstairs to the basement, get the laundry, bring it upstairs. I
Yeah.
had to put it away in like my siblings, my parents' room, but bring it up in there. And I always remember like getting my dad's pile of underwear. And I'd be like, are we gonna have a fucking Christmas this year? Like, we are clearly going very, very broke.
Yeah.
Like this is a problem.
Yeah. Like the most disgusting.
But then that's just an adult with boxers, because like
Yeah.
now I have those boxers.
Well, boxers
I have a lot of those
and deodorant, I will like push to the very fucking brink,
That's
man.
so weird because like I'll spend
Scraping yourself.
$70 on some shitty delivery order and won't think twice about it. But I will take my Hanes to the brink. I will be like, I'm talking period under. Okay, I'm talking. It looks like a battle happens there.
Battle.
I'll wear them for
We're
like.
checking all the gross marks. This year.
yeah.
Oh, there's gross.
It's a good
marks.
finale, baby.
Hey, you're wearing your underwear
Shit,
from Iraq?
booger.
Couple bullet holes in these pads.
The pair I found, like I unearthed a pair because we just got back from Whistle Pig, and I had some extra pairs in there that I didn't wear, and I like opened the bag, and it was like, oh,
Yeah.
like
Fresh.
day not ruined. Took off like the small ones. They were like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna share a little secret with you.
oh no.
That no, it's a
Sounds like
good
it's gonna be
secret.
embarrassing.
It's actually a secret that's so good I don't want to tell you, so I can fully exploit it myself.
Okay.
You got about a pair of 20 boxes in that.
I did so. So a male porn star brought us underwear last week. So now I know that we have an emergency pair.
Brought like a ton of underwear for
Yeah.
us. It was like all
it
like
his own brand?
Like on the band is
No.
like different porn sites.
Yeah, it's filthy. I think it literally says filthy on it.
How many pairs you'll have because you'll always
You'll burn through it.
Doesn't matter if you have 4 or 100.
Right.
You'll be like,
It-
"Well, I'm
it's
not
just-
washing those till I got none left.
The thing is that day where you wear that one shitty pair happens like
Less often.
once a month, once a week, or like once a year. But yeah, we had Danny Steele on the show. He's a porn star who we saw you wearing my sneakers in his work, in his film. In his films, you can see
Oh, yeah,
he leaves his
that's
shoes
right.
on, and they're the Moon Man ones. So he came through like fucking Santa Claus. It was
So
good.
porno Claus. Plus, Oculus goggles,
Oh, yeah.
VR goggles. It was like $1,000.
Yeah.
Loaded up with his porn on it.
Nice.
Kind of a little weird. Kind of weird to be
We
like,
all
Here,
watched it in
here's
the
VR, me fucking it.
Watch him.
He made us watch, like, yeah, so, and it was
his leg
genuine, like, it was funny, because, like, there's a scene, and I guess you don't see him, you just see his dick, right, because you're him, whatever,
Right.
and they're doing whatever, but, you know, you can truly look, like, all around. So I looked up, and there was, like, a balcony with, where somebody had, like, their shoes, and the shoes, the tips of the shoes were hanging over the edge of, like, the balcony, and I looked up, and I was like, man, that's a nice sneaker collection. And John was like, yeah, I see that. And it's like, there's this girl getting plowed. And we're like, you know, I think that light bulb needs to be changed.
I was, whoa, guitar on the wall over there?
Yeah.
We can try to look at everything but the guy's dick who's in the room with me.
I think we should do, I think we're going to film VR style.
Yeah?
Porn?
I think no, well, don't ask me twice, Bob. I think people would watch maybe, you know, for novelty, not like every week, but if you could pop on the goggles and be in the studio, like look and see Jackie and
Yeah.
Pabs
Can
and
you-
look and
Do we have the technology to do that?
so YP,
I
you
was
remember
gonna
that
say, he
gentleman?
had that little camera.
It was just a
Oh,
little
yeah,
ball,
yeah,
and he
yeah.
just put it in the middle of our old studio, just in the middle of that table, and it did give you this 360 thing. And that was like 10 years ago, so I'd imagine more than that.
It'd be better.
No, 10 years ago. And so maybe the technology's better, and I don't think people.
5 years.
Yeah, it's definitely less than
Yeah,
10.
yeah. I've only.
Oh, the podcast started 10 years ago. Yeah. But it was like early whenever he first came in, because he was like trying to help everything out, which I think was like the first days of the office,
15 years
right?
ago.
Yeah.
But I think that some people would just do it occasionally, or
Yeah.
funny to do that or whatever.
Yeah.
It is. Have you done any VR shit?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What do you
I'm
do?
into the Star Wars VR.
Yeah, there's a lot of games
There's
with
a
that,
game
right?
called Darth Vader Immortal that I beat. Very.
So you're fucking. Zoom, zoom, zoom,
Oh, yeah.
zoom, zoom. Have you had any mishaps? Hitting a wall?
No,
walking
I don't
into
think
things?
so, because
I can tell how that happens.
you
very
can
easily.
like draw an area
Circle,
around
right.
you where you know like.
Yes.
Like the
Hey,
second you
Yeah.
step out, it goes into
Exactly.
the
Gray. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's weird when you're watching porn.
And there's another one that's like it's almost like a Wii Sports type thing for Oculus, where it's like there's archery, there's
Yes.
Oh, I
Oh, I
played
guess I
that.
do it in the game
Yeah.
timer.
My-
I think I'm drawing the line there. I'm gonna be the old man yelling at the clouds. I'm
No,
like,
but
I'm not
VR.
going to VR. I'm
It-
not giving
I
my
can't do it
soul
for
to the
very
metaverse
long.
or whatever.
I could do it for like a half an hour
I'm
and then
staying
I'm
in
like, all right, I'm a
reality.
little
God's
woozy.
green earth.
Well, I was like, I am not getting caught on a viral video where I throw my fucking remote through my TV or I actually run into the wall, because a lot of people do that. And I can kind of understand if you are a little bit older and you're not quite as savvy or whatever, and you forget that you're like in two different worlds, you know? Because I can see where it's like, go get it, and people go get it instead of, you know, running in place or
It's
whatever it
fun
is.
though. Like we did the one in the game time room. I was like, oh, I could hang out here all day.
Well,
Fuck
that's
reality.
So think about it. I mean, that's like the first iteration of this shit. It's gonna
Yeah.
get to a point where like you don't necessarily need the big old goggles,
Yeah.
and you will be able to just chill. I'm like, this sounds like the Matrix, but
Get a
the
feeding
Matrix
tube
sounds
put in.
I
awesome.
was gonna say nursing home, but you're not really in the nursing home.
Yes.
Oh, there you go.
You ever watch Star
You're
Trek?
getting your cock sucked.
Holodeck.
Great.
I watched Star Trek growing up, and they have a holodeck where they're on their ship, but they can just walk in this one room, and you like doot, 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 and it's like, do you want a beach or an ocean or this or that,
Yeah.
mountains, and then it just happens, and it's like just a big square room with like a grid on it or whatever, and obviously that's sci-fi, but I'm like, I don't know, not that far away from this shit. I don't
That's not
think.
that far away. They're doing the movie theaters now where they're like digitally enhancing the screens on the sides. Have you seen that?
No.
There's theaters, I think they're called like 4DX or ScreenX or something.
Well, I've seen
read about
4DX is the one with the
4DX is
rumble and
moving.
the yeah.
ScreenX is the two side like walls are screens. Somehow
see
they.
everything?
It's the one.
they
What's the
extend-
screen
you
that
gotta
goes?
look all
It's
around.
like IMAX on steroids,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
essentially.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like,
Yeah.
It's like IMAX.
I mean,
like,
that's
times 10.
and then you film specifically for those things. You know
I
what I
think
mean?
you
Like-
do that, but it's also like their technology is able to like use AI, and if the scene has a sky in it, like it'll just extend that color a little bit and fade in.
Remember as
Telling
a
you, we
kid
fucked.
going to like the science center and that big video room, and it'd be
yeah.
like, we're about to go over the edge of a skyscraper, and like you
Yeah.
felt that
It's
shit. You're like,
you're
oh,
sitting there,
yeah.
But it is funny how those just a screen can make you.
Remember the
feel
thing in
that.
the mall?
Yeah.
Oh
The
yeah.
thing in the mall you
that
go in,
would-
it was like roller coaster.
That would
Oh,
fuck
yeah,
me
yeah,
up.
yeah.
I bet.
Yeah,
I can't do like the teacups anymore. I can't do
Really?
like the little. I used to be a hardcore roller coaster dude. I love going to Six Flags. I don't like like spinning a lot, but like a boom, boom, boom. And now, if I'm on like anything,
Oh, I have a gross thing. I was at the Strawberry Festival in my hometown. And remember the Ring of Fire? It's just that one circular. It's like a roller coaster, but it's just a loop. So first you're in the little roller coaster
Oh,
cars,
yes,
and then
yes,
eventually
yes.
it just
Oh, yeah,
spins
yeah.
around. Well, there had been a big thunderstorm, and we were the first in line after a heavy rain or whatever, and we get on, and when it finally flipped upside down because they stopped, all the gross water and all the gross stuff from the Ring of Fire came down. But I also want to say, because I pass like the Meadowlands parking lot always has those theme parks. We put a lot of trust in carnies.
Oh, way
With our
too much.
children, with our
way too much.
like
I
the
really
rides.
the
We're
guys who were like blacked out, like throwing the levers and shit.
like,
yeah.
what are we
drunk.
doing?
Dude, when I was a kid,
Those in general,
I want
by
to
the
go back
way.
and yell at my parents. Like, what were you doing, letting me go to like Fall River Celebrates America in fucking
And forget
you know,
about even
parking
the
lot.
person,
Yeah.
like the
Ride the
machinery.
Cobra.
is
The
great.
machinery, the
Old.
old.
And you know, you're
Rusty,
telling me that
the
like
screws are
they
loose.
break it down and put it back together like 3
It was
times a
just
week.
on
You're
a
telling me you don't
highway
lose a
for 8
screw, or-
hours going through. Like we put a lot of trust. I mean, I'm still
Yeah.
going to continue doing it. But it's
There's
very
a roller
weird.
coaster. Have you ever gone to Rye Playland?
Oh, yeah.
Have you gone?
I mean, a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
But you're Long Island or?
Long Island.
Yeah.
I did go to Rye Playland once.
Yeah, 'cause
Believe it
that's like
was,
far from you.
June 3rd, 2008, right around there.
It probably is like with your weird brain.
Yeah, no, I'm
right?
serious.
Yeah. It's called the Dragon Coaster, and it is from, I would guess, 1435. It's
Yeah.
so old. It's like, and it's all wood, and
It
they
kills.
they,
Oh, I-
they do
the
they
Kodiak
do
Wouldn't roller
like,
coasters
Cyclone
give me a
hurts
headache?
Yeah,
so
right.
bad. It
You're
hurts
just like,
so
Yeah.
bad.
Like, we have the technology to make way better. We have the steel roller coasters. I
Yeah.
hate the wooden ones.
and people, yeah, I think some people like it. 1929.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the good
Burn
old
it.
Depression. Let's build a fucking roller coaster. And at one point, actually, if you've ever seen the Mariah Carey video for Fantasy, she's at Rye Playland. She's on the Dragon Coaster.
Oh.
But it is like one of those like rickety crickety, and you're not scared of the loops and there's no loops on this one. You're not scared of the dips and shit. You're scared of like this might collapse
Yeah.
right fucking now.
I think Kumail Nanjiani has a joke about the cyclone where he's like,
Yeah.
you want to make it scary, just keep writing, like have signs. He's like, this roller coaster was made in blank. That's a year before bread.
Right.
yeah. Fuck this. That's Chaps and I did a video on it once where I was supposed to take a selfie the whole time. A selfie video as we did it, and it's like $20 to ride.
Yeah.
We got to the end. I held on the whole time. It's like so painful, and I forgot to hit record, so we had to get back in line and go again. But
It hurts. It kills.
hurts.
It
It's very
hurts. It's not even
painful.
enjoyable.
No,
I remember being a
it's
kid and being like, what the fuck am I on right
Yeah.
now?
See, I don't. Did your parents go on roller coasters with you when you were a kid?
no.
Like,
I
it's like
remember my mom went on.
Yeah, I
My
did.
mom went on the swings and threw up.
I got nervous. Yeah, so that's normal because like my kids are, you know, like I said, I went on like the teacup with them and I was okay, but I was like, I don't want to do that ever again.
Yeah.
I'm not happy about it. Like I used to love the Mine Scrambler.
Sizzler.
And what's the Sizzler?
That's one where the cars go like this, back and forth.
Oh, that's
you always
that's
put, you always put
Scrambler
the
for
fat
me.
kid on the end.
Yeah, because you get
That's
squished.
Yeah, you
everyone.
knew it would
Yeah,
be
that was the Mine Scrambler for me. I used to love the Gravitron, man.
Oh yeah.
That one.
one is that?
Now
That's the all-time.
I can never.
That's one where like
Yep.
the floor drops out, right?
No, that's
And you're
it's
sucking
spinning
up-
so
Wall,
fast.
you
that-
can go
Yeah,
down.
but the
But he's
floor-
right.
oh,
The
yeah,
floor
it does.
drops
The
out
floor
because you're
comes down.
sucking
The one that
up
just-
to the
yeah,
wall.
yeah, yeah,
You're
yeah.
going
Tilt-a-whirl.
so fast. Yeah.
Tilt-a-whirl is.
That's where it goes around and then it
but
goes
it also
up.
goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these are all like things that I used to love, and I'm like, no thanks. I do remember when we went to the St. Richard, King Richard's Fair. Me, Dan, and Dave went on like a little pirate ship that was,
Yeah.
Oh,
and it was
back
like
and forth.
pretty much made for the kids. And I remember Dave being like, I don't like this. And I was like, you fucking pussy. And I'm probably like around the same age that he was now. And I'm like, yeah, I would not really enjoy that.
My
I'll
favorite
do it.
is,
I'll put on a face in front of my kids so they don't think I'm a fucking pussy.
Yeah.
But
I just like the free fall drop. That
you go on rides and shit?
yeah, I mean, I haven't
That's
been in a while, but I used
That
to.
is
Yeah,
shocking.
No, so I was the biggest like
Pussy.
scared roller coaster person ever. Like
That's
I'd go
not shocking.
to
Naturally.
Six Flags, I wouldn't go on anything.
Right.
And then one day I went with my friend and his parents, and like we're online for Superman, which is like the one where like
No joke, yeah.
And I'm just like, I just can't get off this line, man.
Right,
So
you're
I just
stuck.
did it, and I was
Yeah.
like, all right. And I was like, logically, I was like, people don't die on these things. Like, I'll
Right.
be fine. And
Right.
then now I just like, I mean, I haven't been in a while, but I do go on all of them. Like King.
Really?
Kid just
yeah.
died.
It's kind
on
of white trash. I mean, roller coasters in general are like, amusement parks are white trash.
Anything
Is there
that-
Right?
anything
Yeah,
better
it's like-
than kind of rainy day. You're under the thing in a long roller coaster line at Six Flags, and you're getting fingered a little bit by your high school boyfriend. Come on. That's living.
Preach, sis.
Yeah. You guys are missing out. Those are the days.
Six Flags.
I love the
Yeah.
feeling in your ball sack when you go down a drop. Do you guys know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's an amazing.
ball sack. It's
I
stomach,
mean,
not ball
yeah,
sack.
No,
I-
it's ball sack. It's bottom ball sack. You just drop down like.
I know, like
It's
the
BBS?
spot in your belly, but
No,
like,
it's ball sack. It's a ball sack.
Kid just died on the drop.
I don't
Really?
know.
Yeah.
I don't know
brother,
what's
I
a ball sack.
unfortunately saw that video.
Oh no, I never want.
Why?
I can't. No.
Somebody fell off of a free fall
Oh, I
thing.
just, yeah.
Yeah.
And someone just said like, "Holy shit!" was the caption. I was like,
Yeah.
you have to say,
Thanks a
"Holy
lot.
shit!" This is
Hey,
for a
warning.
fucking kid falling
Did it
to
like
their death.
break
Warning.
or?
He
No,
was
he-
a bigger guy, and I don't think he strapped in right. So it like,
down.
yeah, it was one of those like Tower of Terror, just
Yeah, okay.
whoosh.
That'd be one
You
of
always
the
used
worst
to
ways
hear
to
the,
die.
you used to hear the urban legends about people getting their scalps ripped off on those. It was like you had to.
Or maybe
you
I'm
had to-
not a ride.
Remember?
You had to keep your hair in a ponytail when you go on Tower of Terror.
Highway guy. How could you be a
Dude, I
ride?
remember telling
You
you
don't.
guys.
You're
The highway,
cars.
I have to control it. I wouldn't want to control the roller coaster.
It is obscene that you don't drive cars on the
I
highway.
actually
You are the
just had a
biggest
dream recently
fucking
that I
child.
I had a dream recently I drove a car on a highway. Like,
Wow, that's
never done
great.
it?
Oh,
No,
you
never done it.
antsy.
And I guess what?
How
I
do you
never
even
fucking
know?
had to.
Like if you went on and you were like,
It's
I almost
easier
called
than
a
regular.
10-pile car, a
I'm
10-pile
sure I could figure
crash.
it out.
I think it's easier than regular.
Definitely,
agree.
there's
You just
less.
sit there and just move a tiny bit.
I don't like driving,
Yeah.
period. I don't have a good attention span, and my ankle gets tired. Like if I'm driving for too
ankle
long,
gets
I like
tired.
red
I know
lights.
what you mean, but like I get that when I'm driving to like Chicago,
Like 10-hour drive.
I get that on like the Barstool Blackout tour where I'd be behind the
and
Silverado.
you're driving like a fucking truck and a.
Yeah.
I
Would you
like
rather
a red
drive
light,
on the
take a
highway
break.
or in the
Take
city?
a break.
Ooh,
That's
probably
crazy.
Highway.
Highway.
Probably
I mean, it's
Highway,
1 billion
any day.
%.
I don't think I
God.
could physically drive it.
You know that like 99.9% of the highway is just like.
Yeah, like, you
Yeah.
basically
You have to get
fall
on and
asleep.
off.
That's
Like,
why
yeah.
it's just called highway.
I watch movies on the
Don't
highway.
like.
I
Really,
like
I'll just be
breaks.
on-
I like when I get a red light. I like a stop sign. Just
This man loves. I just want some good old traffic.
Before
I like
Barstool, when I was going through like a life crisis and I didn't know what to do and I was looking at all these jobs, I actually seriously looked into trucking, like becoming a trucker. And I actually still follow on Twitter women in trucking because I was following women in trucking. and
You
wanted
would
to be a woman
be
trucker.
the best female trucker of all time.
I
You would be great,
still-
just popping amphetamines and driving and
On
shit.
TikTok now, I follow all these women truckers because a little bit the road still calls to me. A little bit. And I do think like
You're just
okay,
eating up miles. And
when
just-
when my time here dries up with my gray, but like I think maybe that's the next move.
I have to imagine that
Devlin,
it's
that's
one
what
of
Devlin
those-
was gonna do
Really
too.
be a trucker?
Yeah.
Who?
Devlin, yeah.
It makes a little more sense.
I'm a big time road tripper. I've driven from Florida to New York City like in one shot by myself. Fine.
The
without-
problem with being female truck driver is there are no whores for you to bang.
Not
You know?
true.
That's
There are
that's
a lot
actually
lizards out
that's
there.
false.
There are male lot lizards.
that's actually false. Joey was a lot lizard. Believe it or not, that's his dream job.
Now she will suck your dick in a parking lot.
Yeah.
We were walking around on Barstool vs. America here. You gentlemen need some relief?
I do. I mean,
I've
you have to-
hitchhiked with a. I was not a lot lizard, but I've hitchhiked in an 18-wheeler before.
You have?
Yeah, from
What?
Vermont,
Good old
Vermont to
fucking-
Springfield, Mass.
Oh, God.
Wow. You just,
After sleeping on a park bench.
legitimately
He's a
like
literal
decaying
homeless person.
corpses.
Yeah.
It was so bad.
That sounds
The guy was. It was selective hitchhiking though. Like I wasn't on the side of the road like
Yeah.
thumbs up. I was at a gas station and I asked. First I asked like a mom and her family in a van.
How did you get to?
How old were you?
I missed.
It's a whole thing.
I missed. I was on a bus, and then like I got off to get like he's like you get a little break, and I went in to get Subway, and they're like the bus leaves in 15 minutes, and I lost track of time and ended up not back on
Classic
the bus.
Feidelberg.
I was a freshman in college.
Okay.
And so I asked the mom and the family first, and she like looks at me like,
No.
yeah, no.
no,
Like, how
I
about
have my
absolutely
children in this
fucking
fucking
not?
car.
No
then-
strange man at a gas station.
I was like, all right.
Although I will say that you would be one of the more unassuming. Like I'd be like,
I mean, I had a
you know.
fucking $5 footlong with me. Like,
come on.
When I get in the car, I'm gonna
Subway.
eat my sandwich and buy my
that
biscuits.
was like that. If I'm that mom or dad, I'd be like, okay, this kid is a douchebag. Don't get me wrong. He's got the puka necklace on. He's dressed like a preppy like asshole, but he's not gonna kill anybody.
Yeah, I was.
He'll
she's
date
like-
rape me like in 15 years, but like right now we're fine.
And then I realized quickly that wasn't gonna work. Asking families, so I just went over to where all the truckers were parked and just like looked for a trucker that I could probably take if heat
went down?
things are high.
Smart.
And
I don't
my
think-
guy was like 5 feet tall, a Peruvian man, who all he said the whole truck ride was, "I like lesbians."
That's probably why he picked you up.
and then he goes, we were going through Northampton, Massachusetts, and he goes, "You know about Northampton?" And I was like, I don't know about Northampton. He goes, "Lots of lesbians."
Yeah.
Make a detour now. That is, that's something that just went by the wayside. I feel like the art of hitchhiking.
Yeah.
No
My
one's
dad
doing
used to hitchhike from
They-
Philly
all
to
the
West
time.
Virginia to see my mom all the time.
All the time. It was like,
when he was in college.
you know,
Wouldn't your
hop
dad
on
do it in
in,
Pennsylvania?
stranger. What?
When your dad do it from Pennsylvania too?
My dad,
Yeah.
like, moved to New York. Like, he was like, I'm going to go live in New York. Like, backpack, hitchhike. That's like how he started his life,
Yeah.
like with a stick and bindle. Like, let me just like,
Insane.
yeah, it's just like things like that are just like never gonna happen again.
It was the way you got around.
Yeah.
Uber, but in general, and maybe it's just because we like, I don't know if we, whether the world is getting more dangerous or we're just hearing about it. But I'm pretty sure if you get in a car with a stranger now, they're gonna kill you. And back then it was just like, no, we're good. Like, we'll take you for a ride.
Someone's like, I'm dying right now, and like take me to the hospital.
Like,
Like, that's your.
Yeah.
I'll call you an Uber.
right.
I'll call you an Uber.
Yeah.
I mean, remember when Eddie went around driving people to work in that blizzard?
Yeah, that was
A few years
great.
ago.
Nice of
It
him.
was like a few years ago,
Yeah.
Chicago had like a brutal
Big
blizzard.
cold snap.
And the buses were like stuck and people couldn't get in or whatever. And Eddie just drives around, rolls down the window, is like, "Hey, you need a ride?" And a lot of people were like, "Yeah, sure." And he filmed it and like got like little bits, like little stories about them and
It was
shit.
adorable.
But
Great.
I guess in situations like that, people are like, "I gotta get
Snowstorms
some."
do bring people together. Kind
Yeah,
They do.
That's why they're
Remember,
fun.
all
kinda,
storms,
like-
but those snowstorms in particular have like a sense of camaraderie. Where like,
Well, you know
like-
what's really fun is the hurricanes.
Yeah.
Hurricanes are fun, minus the death and shit.
I got hit with Hurricane Sandy.
I
Ruined
know.
all my comics.
Sucked for you.
Yeah.
But like,
But didn't
for
you have
us in New
fun?
York, it was
Oh,
like,
no,
it's-
yeah,
A little bit of cleanup, yeah.
where'd you live?
Long Island.
Long Island,
I didn't
yeah.
have power.
When we were
It was hard.
in Manhattan, it was like we all hunkered down, got all our snacks. There was a little bit more danger than a
You were
snowstorm.
probably like mid-20s, right? Like just that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we had so much and nobody had to go to work. There was like a line. I think it was like 14th Street. If you were below Union Square, no power, no nothing. And on the Upper East Side, we're like, Hurricane Sandy was a bust. We're partying. And we go on the news. It's like, this family's dead. It was like, whatever, just a little rainstorm. But yeah, there is that sense of like,
Together.
camaraderie.
There was, yeah, like in the cleanup especially, was like the whole town came together. All teachers from different towns came in
Yeah.
with their sandwich bags and stuff like that. So yeah.
Well, it was a lot like the camaraderie of Friday Night Pints.
oh,
During the pandemic, when everybody needed a little something to do on Friday night, we all did it together. It was a good idea. It was fun.
good idea.
That was one that
I
that was
always
on the
enjoyed
list
coming
of
up.
like things to do for KFC Radio for so long, strictly because of the name. We just wanted Friday Night Lights, Friday Night Pints as like a joke, and
Never
it was
put
so.
that together.
me neither.
No, really? Oh, that was
Fuck up.
Swear to God.
Yeah.
really.
No.
You knew, right?
I never saw the movie
you
or
know?
the show.
No,
so.
wait, what?
Like the name is Friday Night Pints for like Friday Night Lights.
Oh, yeah, duh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
no, yeah. What? Yes, of course.
These two retards didn't know.
No,
But the original idea was this, like, and it was like, you have a pint, and when you're done, you move out and you cycle in.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then all of a sudden it became Zoom, where we just cycled you in on a.
Yeah.
So it took the pandemic to finally put it out, but it worked out well. Had a good run. We had a good time. Sorry to the diehards who really, set their watch to it, but there will be a form of KFC Radio podcasts and videos that has Barstool personalities. Maybe not the same thing.
It's going to be 4D. There's going to be cock, pussy,
Boogers.
good shoes.
People are gonna be puking on
We're
each other.
drilling
Yeah.
through booger desks.
Maybe it'll be VR. Who knows? All right. So shout out to Curve. Thank you to all of the Friday Night Pints fans, and we'll see ya never. Ever
Yay,
again.
good job,
Fucking never.
Kevin. Woo!
Make sure you subscribe to KFC Radio on YouTube to get all the video content. Subscribe, comment, like, and make sure you turn on the bell notifications so you know whenever new video content drops.
I want to say something, but the video has to be fast, so that's it.